of everything.
It's really dense, and actually the gypsies say not to eat carnivores because they're eating other animals, so the toxins are increased, so-called. But it's a wild animal. I don't think it did me any harm. But it's a long
Still
time.
alive, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a long time since I've done all that. It must be a good 5 years, I'd say, since I've had any killed. I just don't think it's necessary to live well. And doing the vegan advocacy, you've got to kind of walk the walk.
Yeah.
And, that's right.
So you're vegan full time?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember that it means not causing any unnecessary suffering.
Yeah.
So, and I remind vegans of that all the time, vegan activists.
But do you know what the thing is though, yeah? Like, things like milk and stuff, yeah? Is that unnecessary, causing the animal unnecessary pain then?
Yeah, I think the dairy
really?
industry is
I know the
cruelest.
dairy industry on the whole is cruel.
Yeah.
But say for example that I got a cow.
Yeah.
And I milk my cow.
Yeah. Well,
Is that cruel?
At Tinker's Bubble, they had that. But you know what? When I see a horse all by itself in a field, I feel very sorry for that horse. It's just stood there. It's not moving around much.
Yeah.
What I love to see is a herd of horses together.
Yeah.
They're playing together. They're enjoying. If you've just got your cow and you're keeping it in a field by itself, it's got no real joy in life.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cruel.
Yeah. So you need a couple of cows.
Yeah.
So it's got a couple of
I think
mates.
you need a herd,
So-
And one time I was on this farm,
Yeah.
and this lady challenged me because I was getting milk from this organic Jersey herd,
Yeah.
and they were allowing the babies to stay with the mothers until they were 6 months.
Yeah.
So they call this a suckler herd, right? And she said to me, "Well, you're getting this milk. Well, you ought to milk a cow." And she had beef cattle, and one of these cows, the calf had died. And she said, "I've got this cow. She's got milk. Her calf's died. You could milk that one." So I got inside the stall with this cow, and this cow wasn't a docile dairy cow. It'd never been milked by anyone in its life. And it made it very clear to me that she didn't want to be milked by me.
Yeah.
She kicked me, barged me in the side, kicked the bucket over, And essentially, they don't really want to. It's just bred into them,
She don't want to give away her milk.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the actual dairy industry, the cows are taken away straight away. The calves are taken away straight away, and it's something like they last till they're 4 years old, because they're bred to produce at least like 3 or 4 times more milk than they're supposed to. So they get all sorts of arthritic conditions.
Overexhaustion.
And they're impregnated far too early after they've recently been impregnated, and they're giving milk at the same time as they're trying to raise the baby in their stomach. And something like 40,000 pregnant dairy cows are slaughtered every year. So with the baby still inside them, it's not good. And where I live, there's a whole load of the calves that haven't been killed straight away. They've been taken away, but they're just standing all winter on hard standing, just all males together, castrated, their horns dehorned, just standing there in their own shit all winter, with these like tags in their ears. It's not a beautiful sight.
I'm a vegan.
Are you? That's good.
Yeah.
I try to be vegan, but I find it hard because most of the food that I like contains some form of animal product.
That's exactly how I used to feel. But now, I don't feel that way anymore. Because when I want that hot dog, there's an amazing hot dog now that's vegan. When I want that burger, there's that amazing Impossible burger. When I want pizza, spaghetti, I'm eating all that. The only thing is that steak. But to me, the best taste of meat is a woman's thigh. If you want to talk about taste, there's nothing better than a woman's thigh. Unfortunately, I cannot go around killing women and eating their thighs. And the idea of killing a cow or a sheep or a pig just because they taste good, basis on that. Now, my issue is spiritually, I've increased. I'm on a higher vibration because I'm not eating. Acidity-wise, I am no longer acidity. I haven't been sick in 6 years, literally. I'm always alkaline. I never have colds, literally. Third of all, I love animals. And if you play with a pig or a chicken, you realize they're smarter than dogs and smarter than cats. So if you love animals, you can't eat them. I'm taking care of my body, and I'm more spiritual. Now, once in a while, I do feel like eating my wife's thighs or her best friend's thighs.
I think there's also a question about what you're eating, because a lot of what the supermarkets provide isn't the highest vitality food. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm involved in permaculture circles. I do a lot of foraging, so I get nettles, which are more connected with the earth. It hasn't been ploughed, it hasn't, pesticides haven't put on the wild areas. It's the highest protein content. It's close to the biosphere, to the earth, so it's liable to have B12 within it. You know, berries.
Nettles
are
related to marijuana as well.
They look similar. They're not the same family.
Remember, marijuana is hemp, and hemp was 300 years of legality. People used to pay their taxes with hemp.
Yeah.
It was used for medicine, for clothes, everything. The DuPonts made it illegal so that they could go into the plastic, and they created the name marijuana. As a body, we have 20 amino acids, okay, of which 11 are produced by our bodies. 9 we need. Now, what is a lion getting its protein from? From other animals. These animals get them from vegetables, and these vegetables, the trees, are getting them from the sun. CHO is coming through photosynthesis. You, through prana and chi and breathing, you can actually get these currents, which are electrical magnetism, and actually use your body like a tree and do photosynthesis for your information. So this idea of strength and B12 is nonsense, completely. Now, we're talking about the hot dog and the burger, but technically speaking, what my favorite food is a broccoli, raw, a mango, a banana, you know what I mean? A coconut, fresh, an avocado, some olive oil. These are the tastes that I go to now. I have my yerba mate, look it up. It's green tea's first cousin, but it's 10 times better than coffee, okay, in every level. And it gives me a lot of my stimulus in the morning. So slowly but surely you'll end up, changing, but it's a step. 7 years ago I loved bacon for breakfast. I wanted the steak for lunch. At night I'd order my burger. It's a step by step. Technically speaking, if we have 10,000 animals to the right, or eco-friendly universe, what would you go for? It's all about temptation. It's all about realizing that your brain is more important than your temptation. You know what I mean?
Returning to nourishment again, so for example, you were saying about B12.
Yeah.
They say it's like a bacteria, actually, it's not a vitamin. And about nourishment, how are you nourished? Some people say that you can actually take the B12, the bacteria, through the soles of your feet. So just walking on the earth, it can help nourish you.
It's not like maybe, it's 100%. If you go now and you connect your body to a voltmeter, you're gonna see there's currents passing, especially when you have a laptop or a phone charging. If you put your feet on the floor, which is called grounding or earthing, the current goes. Why? Because you are getting the electrons from the bottom, whereas the sky is all protons. So the minute you let the current flow, it stops. It's no longer in your body. Like a plane, when it lands, before the passengers go down, they ground it so that no electrical currents will take place. Why do we have the earth at home? So that the building doesn't catch fire if there's some sort of an electric outburst. You know what I mean? That's what the earth is about. So as long as you're earthing, you will get all sorts of nourishment. It also comes from atmospheric electricity. And like we're saying, foods, waters, there's charges. So us human beings, we have to understand that there are now breatharians. They're living amongst us, and they literally go years without eating. Now, I'm not gonna say 3 complete years without eating, but he passes 3 weeks, he doesn't eat anything, then he eats a mango. Another month, then he eats a banana. So what do you think? The banana is feeding him? Obviously not. This is atmospheric electricity at its best, being used for nourishment. So these are all old secrets that humanity used to live by, which is why humans used to live up to 300, 400 years. Some humans would actually get to 1,000 years, for your information. But this is us living at a very high frequency, having our 12 chakras activated, which belong to our 12 DNA strands. As you know, we have 12 DNA, of which only 2 are being used right now. We have glands that we don't even know about, like the pineal gland, pituitary gland, that are controlling our serotonin and melatonin, that makes us more telepathic, intuitive. This internet thing that we're doing, what is it? It's waves. We're surfing electrons that coexist in this holofractographic universe, okay, that we call Earth. and in every point there's a black hole. So we can actually link ourselves connectively, okay, without having to use any electronics. And we have that gland, just like a radio. Okay, all our DNA can receive and send, okay, through something called scalar waves. Now, you're not going to know anything about it because you've never been taught at school what a pineal gland is or what a third eye is. To you, this is nonsense. In reality, spirituality is the physics that we have not understood yet.
It's a pine cone, isn't it? They use it as a symbol.
100%.
Yeah.
The Vatican, all the Chinese.
Union of the population. They are all 100% anti-American.
Came here to see if there's any flat earthers.
Yeah, they're normally over there.
Yeah.
What about fermented foods? Do you ever try any fermented foods like sauerkraut and that kind of stuff? I think like sourdoughs, all those sorts of things, because they say that the bacterial life is as much the nourishment as, you know, the solid foods that we take. It's the same with the soil. Like people think when you're feeding plants, you put manure on the soil and the plants are sucking directly on the manure, but it's not the case. The manure stimulates the bacterial life and the fungal life, and what they exude is what the plants feed on. So you can create systems of agriculture that aren't dependent on animal manure, that you just put logs down on the ground. These are called hugels, and as the hugels break down, they will stimulate the same bacterial fungal life, which then feed the plants. So this is called stock-free permaculture, where you don't need the animals again. You know, so the animals, they're not viewed as a commodity. You know, whether it's their shit or whether it's their flesh. You know, they don't need to be used in that way.
These countries, poor countries, only survive on oil.
The flat earther?
Come take over everything from your humanity.
Come, man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen. Man, don't listen to BBC.
I don't believe that. I know that.
Well, I can't say I know anything. No one can say they know anything for certain. That's the
When you say believe, you still have doubt.
belief is